All right, today's ride is a little bit different. I'm in Missoula again, and I'm doing a trail I've never done before. And actually an entire area I guess I've never done before, which is O'Brien Creek. And I'm doing South O'Brien Creek Loop. And to be honest, it is, on paper, I guess, just looking at the map and everything, doesn't seem like my kind of trail. But I figure I should start exploring a little bit more, and maybe I'll be proven wrong. So it starts off, to get to it, first of all, you have to take the road up a little bit. And then once you actually get to the start of the trail, it starts off with a bit of a climb, which doesn't necessarily make for very entertaining video, but I wanted to show the whole trail. That's kind of my point here. So what I'll say is I'll make a marker in the video, and you can skip ahead if you want to skip watching me breathe heavy and climb. Once you get past the initial climb, it seems to be a lot more XC, a lot of up and down. We'll see if that's entertaining. And then in the last bit, you finally get to more downhill. So I'll make markers for the different sections. But if you want to watch me suffer, watch me climb, keep it going. So this is a little more out of the way than a lot of the trails here. And it is definitely not super popular. You can see how almost hidden the trail is. And just the ride up, the road was somewhat flooded and super overgrown. Definitely does not get a lot of traffic. But we'll see how this is. Oh. I'm not sure exactly where it starts, but I'm thinking probably up on that ridge line dead ahead. There's also another trail that splits off once you get to the first crossroad here, is the North Loop, North O'Brien Creek Loop. I'm not going to do that today, but I'll come back and do that another time. Man, is this going to be a ride that I spend most of my time on my Granite gear? If I'm lucky, I'll come across some huckleberries, take a berry break. You know, it might be a little too early for most of them, especially around here. But we'll see. Oh, that's loose. Oh no, that is really loose rock. I'm gonna take 5 already. Wow. Holy moly, that is, I was just spitting up rocks there. All right, let's get this stick out of the way. Oh man, that doesn't look fun at all. It's not that it's steep, which it is. Oh, it's that awful loose rocks here. Maybe I'll push up this section. Don't want to burn myself out so early in the ride. Oh, it's so loose, even walking on it. Wow. Let's try to do a little bit more on the bike here. Oh man. Yep, just spinning out the wheel in this loose gravel. Oh. Oh, you can hear my wheel spinning out. Oh, there it goes. If I had to guess, the downhill's just gonna be like this the whole way. But we'll see when we get to it. Oh. Wow, I am breathing heavy today. Alright, slope's getting a little better. We'll see if it ramps back up here in a moment. A little bit more manageable now. The dirt's getting a little bit better too. It's not loose shale anymore. Just a lot of overgrown grass on dirt. Coming up on some great views though. Can't argue with that. A little past peak wildflower season, but there's still some blooming happening. Ah, the trail almost disappears. Oh man, I'm struggling. Whew. Woo! That's a steep one. All right, I think we're past the main part of the climb and now on the cross-country-ish portion, which lasts for a little bit, a lot of ups and downs. And seems like it's following an old roadbed for this part. And we'll see when it goes back to downhill. It gets interesting. Yeah, more chugging along, but at least this is a lot more readable climbing, or flat, or whatever you want to call it. It's up and down here than that first part. That was steep and didn't have a lot of grip. So you wasted a lot of energy spinning out your wheel. Oh, some nice views though up here. Real nice views. God, it's overgrown. My hands are hitting the weeds. I'm gonna have so many cuts on my legs and arms after this ride. You don't really notice them. They're all like so small, but you definitely feel them that evening. You jump in the shower and all of a sudden you're getting so itchy. Oh man, what's here? Oh, water. Oh God. Oh God. All right. Must be a spring right up there. Natural spring. Oh yeah, my legs are gonna be real cut up. Oh. I wonder how much of this is on the roadbed. Hopefully not all of it, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe the north loop is less on the roadbed and south loop is more. I don't know. It's a really good question. Whoa! Woo! Definitely some natural springs up here. Keep crossing little tiny creeks everywhere. All right. Let's see where we're at. Well, I have already managed to find one tick on myself today. With all this tall grass, I am not at all surprised. So I'm gonna have to do some pretty thorough tick checking tonight. Unsurprisingly. There's definitely a downside of going to these less traveled on trails that don't have the brush cleared. All right, it's like a little bit of a downhill section break here before it probably goes right back to the uphill. Yeah. Good views up here, for sure. Starting to get the impression that most of this south loop is going to be road, but we'll see if it splits off later. And road is not quite right. old road bed that has been turned into a single track over time. Starting to get a view of Missoula up here. Whoa! Dip there from a spring again. I gotta remember those, that all those little cutbacks there on the hill tend to be springs sitting there. Wet spots. Yeah, you can tell this is more north facing because everything's so much more humid suddenly. The ground's wetter, the trees and grass is a little bit greener. Looks like we're approaching this North Loop Junction here. Yeah. All right, we're at the junction between the North and the South Loop. So left for the North Loop, and I'm gonna go on the South Loop, continue on that. Wow, overgrown might be an under-exaggeration on this. This is, whoo, very, and without being able to see anything, I don't know if what I'm hitting are branches that'll break away or thicker branches that are gonna clip my bars and throw me over. So I'm gonna be riding nice and carefully. This seems fun though. Oh, that's sloppy. Oh, I don't wanna get mud everywhere. I am going to cyclocross this. Oh. Woo! Cyclocross style. All right, back on the bike. Here it goes. Seems like we're in the downhill section primarily. I think there's still going to be some ups and downs here and there, but primarily down at this point. God, I cannot see the trail ahead of me at all. Ducking under anything. I mean, it's certainly an adventure, but it's not a go out for a nice rip kind of ride, for sure. Woo! It's an adventure. Oh God. Woo-wee! Little swervy there. Oh! Holy shit. Huh. Oh. All right. I don't know if that was just me being crazy. And that was just a, oh God, that was just a log on the side, but it actually looked like it could have been a dead animal, which I don't want to hang around with too long. So I don't know if that's some mountain lion's catch, but it might have just been a log that at a quick glance kind of looked like a carcass. Oh, all right. I have my bear spray, which is pretty critical when you're so far out. You don't even have to go that far out of town to encounter some nasty wildlife, but especially out here where very few humans are. Plus, I'm gonna be sure to talk a lot just to try to make sure I don't startle anything, make sure things know I'm coming up way before I actually come up. Oh, that's a steep climb. Let's see how far I can get. Come on. At least it's more grippy than the earlier stuff. There it goes. Wow. Huh. Maybe I'm not quite at the downhill yet. All right. All right, looks like we're meeting up with the roadbed again. Oh, that was kind of exhausting. Oh my God, getting whipped by pine trees. Excuse me, sorry about that. You all right? All right. Did not expect to see anybody else out here for sure. That's why you always gotta be aware, even when you're pretty sure nobody else will be out here. Oh, I guess it gets more traffic than I expected. Woo! It's nice and yellow, and what are those, marigolds maybe? I don't really know my flowers. Some sort of cool wildflower. Oh yeah. Doing some cruising now. That little spot in the woods was pretty interesting. It's just a shame that I couldn't open up a little bit more to get some better line of sight through the turns. Oh. Great views up here. Let's take a look at where we're at on the map here. All right, yep, it seems to be more or less downhill from here. Hopefully it gets a little more interesting than just the road bed, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe the North Loop is the one to actually do, but I had to try one first. And this is the one I randomly chose. You know, the elevation map was clearly not quite accurate because this is definitely a bit of an uphill right here. But after this, it's got to be more or less done climbing. All right, back to some descending parts here. Very smooth cross-country style trail, so definitely over bikes for this terrain. Probably have a much easier time climbing with a more cross-country or even gravel style bike. But you know, this is good for my fitness, right? Take a less efficient bike. Oh man, I'm kind of worried these grasses hitting so much, they're gonna pull my brake for me. I already felt it a couple times trying to pull up my brake lever. Interesting rocks out here. There's definitely potential to make some more downhill oriented trails, but that relies on getting a lot of red tape cleared up for a sanctioned trail, you know, as far as getting it approved by this would probably be the Forest Service out here if I had to guess. Big old junction here. This must be where the North Loop connects, which honestly seems like it's probably more interesting. All right, yeah. Here, maybe this is where it gets more interesting actually. It definitely seems like this is more ridden, and this is where we reconnected with the North Loop. So it's still the South Loop, but yeah, you know what? I'm willing to bet if I come back and I do the North Loop, it'll be much more interesting than the South Loop, because you can already tell this is a lot more traffic, and if the traffic's not going up the South Loop, it's going up the North Loop. Woo! Yeah, it's getting more interesting. Still nothing, you know, crazy, not super crazy biking or anything, but definitely more interesting than the rest of the loop was. And better sight lines, for sure. Oh, that is oh my God. That is a straight up 180-degree turn instantly. All right. Maybe if I knew how to do those nollie turns, I'd be able to do that, but you know, that's like half a bike length to do a 180-degree turn. I can't do that. How's it going? Good. Ooh, off camber. Nice. All right, going down. Woo! Not bad. This part's getting more interesting for sure. I think we're almost at the end though. I can hear some other people coming. Maybe they're just at the bottom of the valley, but oh man, those are really hard switchbacks to make. It would be good practice though for anyone working on their really flat turns. It's like me, you know. Oh, that is overgrown. Which way does it go? Oh, wait a minute. I think it keeps going straight. That must be a shortcut off to the left there, but this is, I think, yeah, I'm not sure what that little shortcut is, or if it even is a shortcut. It's just something. But this is the South Loop officially. Woo. Yeah, that just seems like a more direct way to get to your car. Since the official trail goes this way, I will finish off the official trail. Woo, and I'm back at the trailhead. You know, the ending was kind of nice, but I don't know if I would call the majority of the trail super worth it unless you're a cross country or sort of gravel style rider. Still a good ride though.